This is how to properly take care of and maintain your telescopic fishing rod for years of use. Stay tuned. What's up, fellow anglers? Todd Welch here, the CEO and founder of High Altitude Brands, and today I'm going to show you how to properly maintain, take care of, and clean your telescopic fishing rod so that you can get years of use out of it. Now, I have the High Altitude Brands backcountry telescopic fishing rod with me, and the telescopic fishing rods are a little bit more important than a normal rod even to properly take care of, maintain, and clean, because the joints go in and out of each other. So you want to keep those clean so that they keep functioning perfectly for years. And if you take care of it, you will get many, many years of use and fishing out of your telescopic rods. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Stay tuned. All right, so I have the telescopic fishing rod out here, and the first thing I'm going to do is just take off my lure or hook or whatever you got, just to get your line out of the way and make it a little bit easier. So go ahead and cut your line. And I like to take the reel off of the telescopic rod, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so go ahead then, after that, extend it out fully to get it ready for us to clean. Now, what you're going to want to do to clean this is use a little bit of soap in some warm water and rub it down with a cloth. Now, I have some Sierra Dawn camp suds that I like to use because this is biodegradable and a lot better for the environment and such. So I use this. I'll have a link down below if you want to pick some of this up. Also really good for camping and things like that. Anytime you want to use biodegradable soap that's not going to harm the environment. So check that out down below if you'd like. Alright, and I have some warm water here already. And this camp suds is concentrated, so you don't need a whole lot of it. Just going to put a little bit in there. And then go ahead and shake it up really good. You should get some nice suds real quickly with that, all sudded up. And then you're going to need a nice little cloth like this, like a cheesecloth or something like that that's nice and soft. And just pour the warm soapy water on there. And then on each one of these blanks, just go ahead and just kind of work it back and forth and rub down each section real nicely. Make sure you're not banging on the eyes a lot because you don't want to accidentally break one of those. They're relatively strong, but if you're banging on them too much, one could come loose or something like that. So be careful with that and just kind of give it a good rub all the way up and down in between all the little moving parts and stuff as well. And there we go. And then what you're going to want to do is take some fresh water, which I have here, and just run that over the rod to get all that soap off of there. Just like that. It might be also a good idea to maybe have another rag or something like that to kind of wipe it down. I'm just going to rinse that off for right now. And then the next thing that I'm gonna do, so what's cool about the High Altitude brand's rod, not all telescopic rods have this, but on the butt end here, on the bottom, we've got this cap that unscrews. And this is gonna allow you to clean the inside as well. So what you're going to want to do is just kind of collapse it down like this, leave it out just a little bit, and you're going to kind of have to hold it so it doesn't come flying out as you hold it upside down. So just kind of grab all the blanks a little bit with your hand like this. Again, not pushing too much on those eyelets. And take your soapy water and dump it right down in there, and you'll see that it's coming out through all those little joints. So we're really getting inside there, getting it nice and clean, getting any dirt or salt, if you're doing in salt water or anything like that, that might have gotten in there. So then you can kind of just work that in and out to get the soap in there real good, nice and clean, dump it out, and then take your fresh water again and dump that in the end to get all the soap out. And you can kind of let it extend out without hitting any of the rod on the ground or anything like that. Work it inside and out, let that fresh water get in there real good. Let it go all the way down through real nice. I'm going to finish off the rest of this here. And just get the whole rod nice and clean. You can see the water just kind of pouring right through there. And there you go. So now that is nice and clean. Soap is all off of there. You could run this down with a nice dry towel to get it nice and dry before you put it in the case as well. Would be a really good idea. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is have some Q-tips and cotton swabs to really clean out the eyelets of your rod. So I've just got a Q-tip here, and I'm going to get a little soapy water on the end, and we're just going to really clean inside of these eyelets. Just kind of work it around inside each one, just to make sure those are nice and clean and free from any dirt or anything like that. Alright, so those are nice and clean now. And the next thing we're going to want to do is take your cotton swabs, and what we're going to use these is to make sure that there is not any burrs or any little pieces of plastic or anything sticking out inside your guides. Because if there's anything that this cotton catches on, the next time you're out fishing, your line could potentially catch on that and break. And of course that's going to happen probably when you got the biggest fish of your life on the line, right? So take the cotton ball and just start sticking it in through the eyelet, and then just pull it through the other side. This one went through nice and clean. No cotton was left behind or caught or anything like that, so that means that eyelet is good to go. And then I'm just going to do the next one. No problems there. I'm going to collapse this down. Do the next eyelet. No problems there. And you're going to have to use less and less cotton as you go down through, because the eyelets get smaller. But the method is the same. You're just looking for cotton that gets caught on there, any kind of burrs or anything like that. And this rod looks all good. Make sure you put the cap back on your end of your rod. Almost missed that. Alright, so now once your rod is all dried out and ready to go, the last thing optionally that you can do is I like to use some pledge wipes just to shine up the rod, make it look really nice and new for the next time you go out and fish. So I'm just going to take one of those out of the package, have the rod fully extended, and just like when we were cleaning it before, run it on your rod blanks, and you can shine up the guides a little bit if you'd like. Get the rod seat in the back. Now I would not put it on if you have cork or foam, EVA foam at the bottom here. Don't put the pledge on there, you wouldn't want it on there, but the rest of it you can just put some pledge wipes on there, wipe it up, and shine it up as good as new for you. Alright, so there you go. You can see nice and clean, nice and shiny, looking good. And if you do that proper maintenance as often as possible, ideally every time before you put the rod away, do the maintenance. We all know life gets in the way, so sometimes that's not possible, but as often as possible, clean your rod, keep it looking good, keep it working like new, and I guarantee you these rods will get years and years of fishing use out of them. To me, there's nothing like a telescopic rod. Pair that with the High Altitude Brands backcountry case and throw the rod in here. You're ready to go. Throw it in your back seat, throw it in your motorcycle side bag, throw it on your shoulder, throw it on your backpack, whatever the case it may be, whatever kind of fishing you like. Got your tackle box right in there. Everything's ready to go in one convenient package, so you can go fishing anywhere, anytime. And that is what we're all about here. If you haven't already, down below, click on subscribe and click that little bell to get notified of more videos just like this one. So other than that, this is Todd Welch with High Altitude Brands signing off. Tight lines, everybody.